Okay, well, that's us. I think that we have started streaming. Just going to wait for it to come through here. It says excellent condition, so that's a good start. And that's us. I think that we have started streaming. If you could talk for us, Kath. For it to come through.
Well, I was just wondering how Callum is managing it. I mean, has the reality of the release hit him yet?
Well, he has decided to start a new business.
Wow.
On Tuesday morning at 9, we went for the final appointment. And he's going for a month's radiation treatment, which will be to finish off, basically, to cauterize, that's not the word, but to just sort of finish off the last of whatever tissue is left right at the center of the tumor, because it was it was the size of a golf ball. It was the size of a football, and now it's the size of a golf ball.
Wow.
So the chemicals don't seem to have penetrated right to the core.
Okay.
So there's activity there. So yes, so he said it took him 2 days, and then he came through to me in the lounge one day after work, and he said, I'm considering myself officially in remission.
Oh.
And then on Friday, he went up to Auckland and he bought himself a drone, a commercial drone, to do aerial surveys of kiwi fruit orchards. And he's going to write an app so that people can identify. He has written the software using AI to visually identify kiwi fruit and count them, so that he can give crop predictions, right? Because one of the huge losses in kiwi fruit production is in the logistics around harvest. Too many vans go out, or too many boxes are delivered, or more people go to pick than were needed. So there's all these overheads. So identifying things like that and predicting harvest is a huge business, but it's virtually impossible. Nobody's got it right. And Callum also hasn't quite got it right. However, he's come across this other opportunity, which is to identify disease, because the crop here is very vulnerable to something called PSA. And it wiped out huge swathes, and it's cost the industry millions and millions and millions. So now he's taking the things that he's learned from trying to do this other app, and I think he's sort of using this. I'm in remission. What am I going to do with my time? And like really be proactive and say, well, say I've got 2 years left to live. Let me give it a go and see if I can do a business in that 2 years.
Wow.
And if I live longer than that, well, then I've got a business.
Yeah.
So isn't that a great, I'm so proud of him for being able to come out of it like that, because it's been very, it's, well, you've had, how was it for you coming out of it at the end? Did you feel a new lease on life?
No, not really. But I didn't react like he did. I didn't sort of have the down that he had, I don't think.
Right, yes. Well, he has literally seen a doctor 6 times in his life. So contact with the medical profession for somebody on the spectrum, that was like a double whammy.
Yeah.
So, Anyway, okay, so Cathy, Right. Shall we get on with doing our show? Right. I'll do a little introduction and then I'll ask you to introduce yourself and then we'll jump over to Mint.me and we'll see if I can familiarize you a little bit with some of the ins and outs of it's quite a difficult site. Yeah. So all right. I'll do a countdown and then we'll begin. Whoops, I'm going to have a quick drink of water. My mouth's a little dry. Sorry. Okay. All right, I've gone out of focus here. Come on, then. Come on, camera. Okay, there, I'm back. All right. Okay, so. I'm a little bit close, actually. I've just noticed that my whole face is in the camera. Sorry. Yeah. Oh, right. This is because this silly thing has started giving me a hard time. What? All right. I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to be close. I'll fix it for next time. Right. 3, 2, 1. Hi, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. And mostly, Kath, thanks to you for joining us. This is the second time I have done a Bobbing Along live stream in this season that I have started. And as I mentioned last time, the aim is around mental health and functioning and building ties within a community. And we have several tools that we're investigating to help us do that. So we are I'm starting to structure this community venture around a weekly live stream on Sundays where we can look into some of the things, maybe the theories behind positive mental health, reinforcement, baby steps, all these different things that we are trying to implement for me to help me to recover from this sort of very dysfunctional and twisted thinking that I have been laboring with. So yes, we're not going to get into that. I'm going to focus a little bit. I'm a little bit nervous today and a little bit on the back foot, as I usually am. So thank you for joining us. And Roger, I have been running over a lot of your techniques in my mind since yesterday and today and the way you set up things. And it has really, really helped me get on with this and prepare this. So I just want to say thanks to you for your example of how you run things. It's really great to have had like a mentor like that. I really appreciate it. It's been fun. So, okay, that was great. Cathy, thank you so much for joining me today. Cathy is my sister. She has been supporting me on and off on the internet through different apps while she has been on her own journey of sort of self-discovery almost. And so we have been forming a new adult bond. And so when I started this project, or when the idea for this project came to me, the first person that I turned to in my mind was Cathy. And I thought, we've been talking about this. So it's an absolute privilege and honor for me to be able to start off this series talking to you, Kath. And I wanted to start off, if you could just sort of tell people who are sort of interested in where we're going with this project, who you are, what's your background, and what do you sort of bring into this environment of mental health and self-care and that sort of stuff, yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm 6 years younger than you. So we've had most of our lives we haven't really connected a lot we just had different seasons. And so when after COVID, when these teams and all of that became so normalized in people's lives, we started connecting much more. And I live in South Africa, which is not where we all grew up. We all grew up in Zimbabwe, but I'm now in South Africa, and I'm the only child still living here. So the other siblings are out the country, and my background is very much wellness and prevention, rather than living with chronic illness and just tolerating it in your life and taking pills to enable you to continue in that way. So I don't agree with that at all. I find it a bit of a annoying philosophy, but I know that you can't try and put your own philosophy on other people. So if that's how other people want to be, I've got to try and let that go. But for me, I try and just to think about, even in the very small things, I've got a headache. Okay, so what did I do wrong yesterday? Did I drink enough water? Did I have too much coffee? Am I tired and stressed? So I try and fix what caused the problem rather than just take a pill. And so that's you said, where am I in the wellness program? That's where I am. Or at least in the health program, in the wellness side of the health program. Mm-hmm. How does that sound? Is that fine?
That's absolutely amazing and so incredible. I think that when I came to New Zealand and when I had mental health problems, adjusting and dealing with the issues that I had, what was offered was pills and comfort and, it was sort of the unconditional positive regard. If we sit and talk about it and work through it, it'll all come right, and don't worry, don't push yourself. And I did that for 20 years. And in the end, I feel that it was more damaging than it was helpful. And when I came back in contact with you, which reintroduced me to the African way of thinking after 20 years of this alternative healthcare that I'd been offered, which was lovely, Kath. Let me tell you, I loved the pills and tea and coffee, and it was great. I didn't need to try, I needed to go and sit down and write in a journal and center myself on myself and do some mindfulness. And it was all very soothing and palliative. But I just sat down and journaled more and more and more over the years. There wasn't a next step. And so I feel that I kept on deteriorating. And I feel that when I went back to the system, they changed the medication to another brand. Oh, that brand's not working. Here, have this brand. Try this variation. And so I was sort of almost on this treadmill. And then when like you say, when there was that great sort of digital connection and we were all off work and had all that time and we all reconnected as a society, there was this, you told me about Carolyn Leaf.
Oh, yeah.
And that was so threatening and hurtful to me. I was like, how can you say I'm not sick? For 20 years, they've been telling me I'm sick. For 20 years I've been doing this. And all of a sudden, out of the blue, like this absolute, like, revelation to me was this, oh, do people still think in this old-fashioned way from 20 years ago? So I was blown away, Cathy, when you introduced me to Caroline Leaf.
Well, going back to what you said about the journaling, I read an article and it was about how important journaling was, and yet you've got to do it right, because you've got to journal and then you've got to stop ruminating on what you've journaled, and you need to live. And I think sometimes we get caught up in journaling and journaling and journaling and journaling, and you never actually put it away. And your whole life is about journaling. So I found that interesting that you said that.
I think with all of the strategies, I think all of those strategies that I was given, never had, they were one half of the apple. The Caroline Leaf perspective, I think, should have been there as well. There should have been this gentleness and carefulness. And like you say, I was journaling, but I wasn't journaling with intention, like you're describing. Sorry, you were saying about Caroline Leaf. I interrupted you. Sorry.
Just I love her. That's all.
Why? Explain about her. What is so great about her?
So if you have a behavior that you don't like, you can want to change as much as possible, and you can journal, or you can establish habits, or plan to establish habits as much as you want, but the road that leads to the behavior comes from a thought. So if you don't fix that thought, you will never change your behavior, because the road from your thought to your behavior is so established. It's like a rutted road. It's a deep rut, and you cannot get off that road. So you're always going to end up in that same behavior, no matter how hard you're trying. But if you can go to the thought and you can say, I'm feeling overwhelmed today. Why am I overwhelmed? Because I'm a bit of a failure. I'm going to mess up again. I messed up yesterday. I always mess up. Other people are better than me. I can't hold as much as other people hold. I can't function as well. Well, then that thought is what you have to deal with. So you've got to journal so you can identify what the thought is behind your behavior. Then once you've journaled, you stop it. You stop ruminating. You stop fixating. You just put it aside and you counter the thought with something else. And I use scripture. So I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I am more than a conqueror. All of these things that build me up and say that I actually can do it. And when I'm feeling overwhelmed, all I need to do is take a breath, keep my eyes on Jesus, and lo and behold, the behavior changes. I'm not even concentrating on the behavior. I'm concentrating on the thought. The behavior changes.
Right. So one of the things, or the sort of pivotal thing almost that you can bring into this project that we're in, is that you will you have this knowledge of how to interrogate your thoughts from yesterday, which is fascinating to me, because how I've dealt with my trauma over the years is with the advice of, put it out of your mind. Don't think about it. Don't think about it. Put it out of your mind. And my life has become this sort of blur of memories of like, if you don't pay any attention to those memories, you'll be able to move on. And so being able to go back, like when you said, like, what did I eat yesterday? Like, I do my very best to not remember yesterday. I try to wake up with this as a brand new day. So even just think, listening to you say that now, I'm like, how would I even do that? Journaling, I suppose.
You can journal. You can have a menu on your fridge.
That's very intentional for me. Maybe after a few months I'll get there. So far, since you said the bounties from last week, I have managed to do one of Ali's bounties and one of your bounties. Every single day, this is my intention. I'm going to start my day by doing my bounties. And then I'm still in the evening and I'm going to get to it. Still going to get to it. So
I'll have to buy you a round to it. Can I do that?
I definitely need a round to it. I had a round to it for years and years. Actually, I might have one in the back of the cupboard somewhere.
Let's pull it out.
Oh, Cathy, I mentioned mincemeat. One of the main things that we wanted to do was we wanted to jump over to mincemeat, and I wanted to give you a little bit of a tour. Was there anything else that you would like to say before we go over there? Or was there anything that we planned to say that I've forgotten? Or
no, I don't think so. Did you ask me why I had chosen that bounty?
Oh, that's something I would really like to know. I did ask you that somewhere.
I just think it's so important to know the Bible. It's so important because if you don't have to read the Bible, but if you call yourself a Christian, you have to.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because how can you get anywhere if you don't have a map?
Right.
So for me, that's foundational, and that's why we have to do it.
I have, over the last 4 years, I have battled with reading the Bible with various different apps and various different guidance things, because I also do feel that there is a lot of really seriously, intentionally helpful instruction in the Bible. And the problem that I have had in the last few years, look, I've done nothing for 20 years. I've been so sedated on medications that I've barely functioned cognitively. So coming back to the sort of the environment of the world as it is now has been a shock, because a lot of things have changed in 20 years, obviously. So I've found a lot of apps and a lot of guidance on Bible reading that's very trite, and in fact that I think is very misleading in some cases. So when I heard you say map, I thought, wow, yeah, I almost feel like I'm looking for a map on how to return to the Bible, and I haven't found one yet. And I've tried several different avenues and several different interactions with different types of churches that have all gone south. And I don't really feel that I have a good, strong, grounded leadership in the sort of... So that's interesting hearing you say that. That sort of, yeah. It's another thing that I think that's so important about being in a community when you're with mental health, just to mention this quickly before we go on to Mint Me, is that my experience is very much that birds of a feather flock together. And I have, for the last 20 years, been mostly engaged with other people in the mental health care system. And a lot of what we say to each other is, what do we do about this? How do we solve our problems? If only somebody would help us. We've been to so much counseling where they explain what's wrong with us. What next? How do we actually do this? And that's our conversation. So to cross over from that conversation into having this conversation with you, even though it's very challenging at times, and I feel like what? How do I have this conversation? How do I suddenly, change horses mid-race? But I'm starting to realize that it's a both and for me. I'm already in this situation where I've been taught these skills and taught these thought patterns. And now to move and incorporate your type of interrogative analysis of thoughts is a huge step for me. Yeah. So it's very helpful to hear where you're coming from. Very helpful. Thank you. All right. Okay, so
Mint Me.
Mint Me. All right, Mint Me. This is the page. So did it come up on my streaming thing? No, not yet. Oh, so it did last time. I was all very pleased with myself last time, and I did it and it flipped over. So what if I close this down? Yes, look, I did it. Now then. Okay, so Kath, I'm logging into my Mint Me here. Are you in?
I'm in.
All right. So where are you? Are you on the page? Sort of.
I'm on your page.
You're on my page, are you? My introduction page. Right, yeah. Bob Doubloon. Okay. Do you have a little drop down up there that says my account?
Yes.
Are you on your cell phone?
Yes.
Okay, let me try and jump on my cell phone. I can't do that on my cell phone, otherwise I won't be able to show it. So you're on account settings. Have you been to I think the one account we need to go to is token settings, Kath. Can we start out by going to token settings?
Yeah.
All right. So are you on your name now? Your token name is coming up there in the box. Right, Salah.
Yes.
And then you have your plan.
Yes.
Okay, let me try and pop over to my wallet, because if I jump into my wallet here and pop down to the bottom of my wallet, here is your coin, and this is how I get to your page. Right. Oh, you put a banner up. Oh, no, that's lovely. You haven't. Somebody has.
Where's the banner?
Put a banner on your page. There's a sun. There's like a sunshine. It's a cloud. There's a golden cloud against a blue sky. Oh, okay. All right. So, account settings. What I was hoping to find was your introduction page here. All right, so would you like to just talk a little bit about where you're at in the project? Sort of like...
I'm nowhere.
Okay.
I haven't even been able to find your bounty.
Aha. Okay. All right. Well?
Or Alison's.
Oh, okay. All right. So I'm going to jump into here and I'm going to tell you that I read Romans 10.
Where did you jump into?
I'm hoping that it's going to come up when I do this. I'm just jumping onto I'm on your page. I've clicked on your bounty campaign and it's come up and I've entered Romans 10. Oh, and it says I've already applied for the bounty. Okay, that means that I need to show you how to do, I need to show you how to pay me the bounty and show you Ali's bounty. Good. So let's start in token settings. If you click on general, you've got your token name and you've got about your plan, have you?
Yes.
So describe
I see what you said about my banner. Yes, I did that.
You did that, yes. Change your cover image. Okay, all right. So you put that up. Mm-hmm. Now, do you have an amount of tokens here that you need to hold in your wallet? Do you have an amount of 1,000? Okay. And do you have an amount of tokens there that you've put to message you?
Comments.
Yes.
If I want to write comments.
To write comments on your posts. This is the amount of tokens that would be needed for somebody else to hold. So what's good about it is that you don't just have some stranger walking past and making horrible comments on your posts. You have a little bit of a barrier. Like if you're my investor and if you hold this many of my tokens, you're this interested in my project, you can see this post. If you're this interested in my project, you can see this post. So you can set up the sort of like levels of contact between people that you trust in the environments. Yeah. Okay. So I've just got it set as a minimal amount of 100 tokens for messaging and writing comments.
So should I change mine to 100 rather than 1,000?
No, 1,000 is good because it's going to be between us. Because I want to be in the broader community as well. Okay. So I've just lowered mine a little bit lower. But no, I think for us, because we're more of a private group at this stage, just practicing and learning. So I think 1,000 is good. Okay, so can you go to promotion then? Which is the next, that was general, so that the next one is
now where have I gone? I've gone to a different page.
Mm-hmm. So you want to be back on token settings. Might have to go back to the drop-down wallet again, drop-down menu again, and go back to.
But I don't see. What did you say? I should be looking for proposals.
Promotion. In that.
Promotion.
Yes, no. You've got two menus. You should have two menus there. One is your little side menu that says General, Promotion, Advanced, Deploy, and Markets.
Yes.
Right?
Got it.
All right. So we looked at General, and these are just your general settings on your token. So now we're going to go in how to promote your token.
Okay.
So I'll just run you through the different ways. So the first one there is the bounty campaign. And that is and that is where you go to set your bounty campaign. And you also should have there at the moment a pending application from me. So you should have.
Got it.
Yes. And then you should see a little accept or reject.
Yes.
So if you're satisfied.
Yeah. That was easy.
Yes. So this is the trick of this site, is that as soon as you know how it works, it's easy. But there's no manual to take you there. You just have to sort of wander around the different things. Okay, so bounty campaigns, that's where you set rewards. Now, if you go to token shop, this is where you can give people something to buy with those tokens that you're giving them. So you are rewarding me for reading the Bible at this stage, right? And other behaviors that come. But then afterwards, I'm going to have like 5,000 Selah. And I'm going to be like, okay, so now what?
Yes.
So now you want me to buy something from you. So I don't know what that is. That will be something that, that will be your gift to me. So it might be that you will, I don't know, record me an encouraging message or give me a feedback session where you tell me that I'm doing something right and, encourage me. I don't know. Probably something that will be your time. It will probably involve your time. Now, one of my friends, what he does is that he sells posts on his X channel. So if you want to promote a video you've made, you can go and I think it's 10,000 WoW tokens, you can buy a promotion on his channel. Yeah. So the one I've got on my channel is that you comment on one of my YouTube videos, because you made some comments on my YouTube videos. So I thought that we could use that as a practice.
Okay. But what would I do for you? I would say, would it be something like, I don't have a clue. So you're buying something out of my tokens that I've given you.
Yes. Well, one of the things about this is that it comes to you when you're doing it. But when you're sitting around and thinking about it, it doesn't come to you so well.
Okay.
But like after we've been talking a bit about it and everything, you'll say, well, I could do this. And then I'll say, I'll buy that from you.
Okay.
So I think that my idea is that we don't force it. We just wait until it spontaneously arises as a need in our community. So when you click on that in the token shop, you click on add, you just get a little form that basically has the title, the price, what it is, and how many of them you're selling, the quantity. So, yeah. So you leave that at 0 if you want it to be a sort of an ongoing, unlimited thing that you're always willing to sell.
Okay.
Otherwise, we could do something like we could come here. You could set it up and I could buy it. And there would be one for sale. And it would be here. I'll interact in this way with you.
Okay.
So I'm just trying to show you, like, not that we're going to do that now, but that's a possibility for the future of a mechanism that we could use to support the system. All right? Okay, so then this is another one. The third one down on that promotion list is an airdrop campaign.
Yeah.
And this is where you give away free tokens to somebody for doing something like visiting your Facebook page or I don't know. And you can give out like 100 airdrops. And so we're not using that. It's a possibility also. It's just it's a blanket for any old body. So some artists do it to sort of distribute advertising. They just airdrop all their stuff all over. Okay, so there's a sign-up bonus here too, and I don't know how to use it. But I'll write that down here, and maybe next time we get together, I'll be able to give you feedback on that, because that would be good. Feedback on sign-up bonus. Because it's fun, you know? It's just fun to know, because then Ali said that Rebecca knows people who also would benefit. So it might be that Rebecca might be able to use this system if we develop it, you know, to support her in her work, which I just thought was interesting. Okay, so then the last one is also not relevant to us. But if you go to advanced here, right? Do you see the automatic order maker there?
Yeah.
Okay. You can just click on that. And that should take you, I hope that's the thing that will start the process of putting you in the market, so we can start seeing your token in the trading ranks. So that's another thing that we're going to do, is we're going to, if you go down to the next one, that's deploy, right?
Deploy.
After advanced.
Yeah.
So this is one thing that we need to do that you haven't done yet. You need to set your token release period. Now, I made a mistake for mine, and I set mine to release slowly over 10 years, which is kind of fun from one point of view, but it also limits the amount of tokens that you've got to actually play in the game.
Okay.
So we've decided to recommend that we should just release everything right at the beginning and release 100% of your tokens. So
the release period for the rest, 1 year.
No, 0.
I can't go less than 1 year.
Oh, you can't go less than 1 year. All right. So what are you up to? Have you set it at 100%?
Amount released at beginning 20%.
Oh, right.
I see the top one. Okay, the top one must be at 100%.
At 100%. Try and release all of them. Yes. Okay. And so then is the release period 0 underneath? Yes.
The release period disappeared when I got to 100%.
Excellent. Okay. So you can say okay for that and set that.
Select the blockchain for your token, mintme.com.
Yes.
It's insufficient funds.
Ah, that's interesting. I forgot that bit. Okay, so we need, all right. Okay, Cathy, well, that means that there's another thing that we have to do first. Maybe it's this last one on markets. No. All right, well, no. Okay, so basically I think I've done what I've said, and I've given you the tour of the token settings.
Okay.
So you've done the thing of setting up your market, which is important, and I've shown you where to deploy and how we're going to deploy, right?
Yeah.
But we haven't got funds in there. We haven't got any MintMe, so we can't pay the fees. So that's fine. Everything's fine. Everything's on track. We weren't going to make any big steps today. We were just going to see. So I think the next thing that I'd like is for you to try and claim my bounty on my page.
Okay.
So do you know how to get to my page? From where you are. For me, what I do is I go to the accounts drop down and go to the wallet.
Okay, wallet.
And then when the wallet comes up, I scroll down until I find the token that I own that I want to go to.
Yeah, got it.
Right? And then I go.
Okay. There must be another way of doing it.
I'm sure there is, and I'm sure we'll learn it over time. But that's... Maybe it's followers. Maybe there's a place somewhere that you can go to your followers or your people you're following or something. The way I've been taught it, I was taught it using the market first. So I'm trying to teach you using the reward system first before we get into the market. But I really think that you will love the market. I think it might be something that you would really find competitive and fun and interesting. Okay, but if you go to my bounty campaigns and click on comments on YouTube.
Okay, how do I get to your bounty campaigns?
On
your page.
Yes. And on the, if you scroll down on the cell phone, you just scroll. You're on my page, and you're on introduction. Are you? Underneath the Bob doubloon, there's introduction, market, and voting.
Where's my introduction, market, and voting? Yes.
Yes.
So I'm on market. Okay, no, I must go into introduction.
Introduction. Yes.
Okay. Perfect.
Right. Now that's the most important thing to remember from today, is be on the introduction page.
Okay.
Now, every single day, I try to make a post about something that's going on while I was exercising. Is my last poem, or a video that I've made, or a song. I don't know. Just something that I'm actually doing constructively within the community. And then below that, underneath my posts, you'll come to bounty campaigns.
Got it.
And if you click on comment on YouTube.
6 left.
Yes. Now you can claim all of those. Now a little box pops up.
Yeah.
And you just say, hi. Saw you yesterday. I mean, I know you. You don't need to prove anything to me. If this was to get bigger and we were dealing with general members of the public, we might ask for them to post in a link to their comment, or a photo, a screenshot, something. But, it's you and me, and I know when you've commented, and I know that you've done way more than 6 comments. So Roger's claimed 4 of them, which I think means that he's claiming 1 a day.
Okay.
So as soon as this bounty gets all used up, I'll put another 1 in. Maybe I'll put 2 more in. I don't know. Or 4, or I don't know. See, I'm scraping the bottom of the barrel a bit for ideas. Like, comment on a YouTube video isn't very creative, but it was something that you'd done, and I knew we could just do it as a legitimate thing, as a practice.
Okay, so now here am I sitting on bounty campaigns.
Yes.
4 out of 10.
Uh-huh. All right. So now let's...
Why did I not get 6?
Oh, because
Oh, 6
because
left.
while I was talking to you, I just clicked on another 2 that came through from Roger, 2 applications. So there might not be 6 left anymore. However, I'll make some more, Kath. Okay, let me make one right now while we're sitting here. Add. I'm just going to do the same thing because we're practicing. Make more comments on you.
Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
I lost connection for some reason.
Oh, you can't hear me?
No, I can now.
Oh, you can hear me.
I dropped for a bit.
Make a comment on a Mint Me post. Woohoo! Oh, Cathy, this is fun. Okay, this is $10,000. Description. Describe the steps to follow. Oh, well, you know that. Comment on Mint Me and then tag me here. Thanks for playing. I don't know. I wonder if... Oh, that's pallying. Thanks for playing. Comment on Mint Me, then tag me here. Thanks for playing. Number of participants? How many? 10. That's a lot of monies. I don't know if I've got that many in my wallet. Insufficient funds. Okay, sorry guys. Okay, reward. Okay. Save. Okay. All right, now I've got 2 bounties.
Okay.
All right, but I don't see that you've applied for any of them yet. Or have you?
Received. Are you not getting any emails from me?
Oh, emails? Emails? I thought that you were clicking on the bounty. It should just come up and...
I'm getting emails. Okay, well, have you seen any action that I've done?
No, not
on
yet.
Your bounty page, on your bounty campaign?
No, I haven't. Maybe it's taking a little while for them to update it. Maybe it doesn't go through instantly. Maybe we do the next step next week. Maybe this tour was enough for now because it seems to me like... Let me check up how long we've actually been talking, Kath, because I think we've been here a while.
An hour,
we might need
actually.
to... Oh, wow, look at that.
Yes.
Yeah, it's definitely time to wrap it up. That was amazing and awesome and wow. And I don't know if my live stream has been live streaming for the last half an hour with a black screen.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah, could be. Could be that we haven't had any picture on at all, which is a bit awkward and painful. Gaming. Oh man, Kiwi. I love Kiwi. Gaming with Kiwi and peanut butter. Compliance, acceptance and surrender. Repetition and more repetition. Oh, gaming with Infamous, you're so wonderful. Those are all the things that he said when we were talking. And then I think somehow I killed the stream with all the things that I thought that we were doing. I thought that I was showing. I thought that I was showing on the stream, but it seems like we were showing a black screen. Oh, well, Kath.
Baby steps.
Baby steps. Roger was with us and he listened to us, and that's huge. And we did it. And you're just great to be. And maybe Roger's still even here, because it says the average view duration is 44 minutes and there's one viewer, which means Roger's probably still with us, being patient and loving and kind. So Roger, thank you for your support. You are the most infamous of all infamous, and you're just so great. I will put a bounty on me for you, for be there with Cathy and I on our first ever live stream, and I will pay you for your wonderful support. And Cathy, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for helping me with this, for helping me find the words to explain this, and for pushing me to try and do these things that honestly I'd given up, and I'd labeled myself as useless person who can't try. And that you're prepared to help me with this and open my mind to these other possibilities. And I don't have words to express how grateful I am to you. So thanks, Kath.
Well, good night and have a happy Sunday. And we'll see you bobbing along somewhere along the line.
You will. Bless you. Thank you, my dearest sister. Okay. And thank you guys, all of you, for listening. And sorry that I didn't have the picture up. Next time, hey? Next time.